Disappointment has a way of making you question everything. Your timing, your judgment, your effort, and sometimes even your worth. It can make you second guess what you know or what you knew. Make you shrink after you were finally starting to trust yourself. Make one hard moment feel bigger than everything you've survived. And if you're not careful, disappointment won't just break your heart. It'll start rewriting your confidence. Today, we're talking about how to rebuild your confidence after disappointment without pretending it didn't hurt. Welcome back to Movement According to Purpose, the podcast where we align our lives, our decisions, and our leadership with purpose. I'm your host, Q, and today we're talking about what happens after the letdown, after the unanswered prayer, after the rejection, after the setback, after the thing you hoped would work didn't. Because disappointment can do more than hurt. If left unchecked, it can distort how you see yourself. It can make you question your instincts, your value, your ability to trust again. And today, we're going to talk about how to rebuild your confidence without denying your disappointment. We're going to break down what disappointment actually damages, why confidence is not the same thing as certainty, and how to rebuild trust in yourself one decision at a time. By the end of this episode, you'll have a healthier way to recover, not just emotionally, but internally. Disappointment is not just painful, it's disorienting. Because disappointment doesn't just challenge what happened, it challenges what you believed would happen. And that's what makes it hit deeper. You believed the relationship would work. You believed the opportunity would open. You believed the effort would pay off. You believed this time would be different. And when it doesn't, you're not just grieving the outcome, you're grieving the expectation. That's why disappointment can feel so destabilizing. It doesn't just hurt your feelings, it disrupts your internal trust. Now, you're not just asking, what happened? You're asking, can I trust myself? Did I miss something? Was I wrong? And y'all, that's where disappointment becomes dangerous. Not when it hurts, but when it starts rewriting your identity. When one painful outcome becomes, maybe I'm not good at this. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'm just not enough. That's not disappointment talking. That's pain trying to become identity. And you have to interrupt that because disappointment is an event. It's not a definition. One outcome can inform you. It should not define you. What if this disappointment was not proof that you're incapable, but proof that you're still becoming? That question creates room to heal differently. Because once you stop letting disappointment define you, you can start rebuilding what it disrupted. I want to share something about confidence. Confidence is not certainty. It is self-trust. A lot of people think confidence means being sure. Being sure you'll succeed. Being sure it'll work. Being sure you won't get hurt again. That's not confidence. That's certainty. And certainty is not always available. Confidence is different. Confidence is not, I know this will work. Confidence is, even if it doesn't, I trust myself to handle it. That is real confidence. Not the absence of fear, not the guarantee of success, but the ability to trust yourself through uncertainty. That means confidence is not built by controlling outcomes. It's built by surviving outcomes. You build confidence by realizing, I've been disappointed before and I'm still here. I've been rejected before and I still recovered. I've had plans fail before and I still found a way forward. That family, that right there, that's confidence. Not that life will always go your way, but that you can trust yourself when it doesn't. And for many people, that's the real rebuild. Not rebuilding image, not rebuilding ego, rebuilding self-trust. Trusting your ability to discern again, to choose again, to risk again, to recover again. That is what disappointment tried to take. And that is what you must rebuild. Let me ask you this. What would change if you stopped needing guarantees and start building trust in your ability to respond? That's where confidence becomes durable. And once self-trust becomes the goal, the rebuild becomes practical. All right, family, I want us to do something. I want us to work on rebuilding confidence through evidence and not affirmation alone. Here's where confidence comes back. Not through hype, not through pretending, not through forcing positivity. Confidence comes back through evidence. You rebuild confidence by collecting proof that you can trust yourself again. And that proof is built in small decisions. I'm going to give y'all some steps because you know I like to be practical. Step 1, keep one promise to yourself daily. Start there. Small promise, kept consistently. That is how trust is rebuilt. Step 2, stop using one disappointment as universal evidence. One failed attempt is not proof that nothing works. One rejection is not proof that you're unworthy. One setback is not proof that you should stop. Now, step 3, measure recovery, not perfection. Don't ask, did this hurt? I want you to ask, how quickly did I return to myself? That's the metric. Not whether disappointment happened, but whether it got to define your pace, your posture, or your identity. Step 4, let confidence be quiet. Real confidence is not loud. It's not performative. It's not always visible. Sometimes confidence sounds like, that hurt and I'm still going. That didn't work and I'll adjust. That disappointed me, but it will not define me. That's confidence, not loud certainty, quiet self-trust. And that is enough to begin again. All right, family, you know it's been great, but we got to bring this home. I want you to know something, and I want to acknowledge something. Disappointment can hurt deeply, but it does not get to decide who you become after it. Remember this, disappointment is painful, but it is not your identity. Confidence is not certainty. It is self-trust. And confidence returns when you build evidence that you can trust yourself again. You do not need to deny what hurt. You do need to decide what it gets to mean. That is where confidence begins to return. Now, if this episode met you in a hard place, I want you to share with someone rebuilding after disappointment. Subscribe to the podcast if you already haven't. Send this to someone who's trying to find their footing again. And this week, I want you to ask yourself, what is one promise I can keep to myself today to begin rebuilding trust again? Start there. Now, next episode, we're talking about how to stop shrinking in rooms you've prayed to enter. And if your next level has been exposing your insecurity, that conversation is for you. This is Movement According to Purpose, where we don't just talk about purpose, we live it. I'm your host, Q. It's been a pleasure. Y'all be blessed. Stay up until next time.